talk about the real battle rappers
Yeah.
who meet up somewhere and spit fire, or possible possible verses. But
Questionable ones as well. Very questionable ones.
yeah.
Take second action against UMG. So let's open it up with our typical video. Fair use.
Oh, that was different. Oh, that was different.
The caption said, but Drake, you lied about Kendrick giving his growth the beats and the kids not being his, and released it through the same label that you're suing. And Drake responds with,
oh, that was different.
Yeah, that's also for the sake of clarity. That's not Drake. That's an AI generated image.
yeah, that's AI generated.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. We're not trying to get into added into this lawsuit as well. It would be good for cloud though. Would be good. I don't think
for cloud.
would be good for cloud. We got some views out of this.
I
Hype
bet
it
you
up
if
a
that's
little
the
bit.
case, our bank balance will go up.
That's for sure. But it's gonna go down if we lose as well.
Because it can't go down.
Another one. Fair use.
Man,
This is Nori, by the way. Nori, the legendary rapper, giving his take on. This is like somewhere in the 90s where he's mentioning this. So this has been happening for a while now.
The streets is the streets. This is industry. Niggas want to bring their lawyers to motherfucking battles, man. Don't bring your lawyer, man. Bring your gat or bring your clique, man. Straight up. So it's a big difference.
You sound like you got some personal experience with it.
Personally, I got sued 3 times from bitch ass niggas. 3 times. They not ghetto celebrities. You telling? You're not a ghetto celebrity. You telling? Straight up. And then you know who you are. You sued me. Man, it's the street.
So rappers have been suing after a battle.
Yeah.
Drake isn't the first one, but he's the biggest one. Taking an L. Yeah, man, RJ. He sued not only for collusion. He alleged that UMG was complicit to defamation, and that's why he's trying to get that information as well. Does it actually make sense? Because this is the thing. If you're suing, usually they're gonna look at the context, right? Of the defamation situation.
Yeah, they will look at the context. They'll also look at the damage done. And there is definitely damage done. So that's a fact though. And so the context is entertainment, right? But entertainment needs to be clear that it's entertainment. That's the whole thing about defamation. You're allowed to express an opinion as long as you make it clear that it's an opinion. You're not allowed to defame someone by claiming something without evidence. So if a person is a convict, right? So if a person has been convicted in the past and you say he's a convict, that's not defamation in the sense of the law, at least not necessarily, because you can see, no, he's literally a convict. Well, he was convicted, at least. You can say that 20 years later, 30 years later, he was convicted. He went to prison. He was convicted, right? If he was convicted for, and it doesn't need to be a conviction necessarily, but you need to have proof. So if you have, for example, proof on your camera that someone jumped into your garden and stole something, then you have proof, so it's not defamation. You can say, look at him. Here you can see KR on my property boosting my car. He's a thief. That's also reasonable grounds and evidence. So it's not like you need a verdict. And so the way but that's one thing. You also look at how it was perceived. Because if you say something and people perceive it as the truth and it has mass so consequences on a mass level, that can also play a role. And in this case, the consequences are massive.
Yeah, but the question is, so this is what I've been thinking about, right? The context of a battle. In the context of a battle, in a hip-hop battle, usually there is always some defaming happening. So that's what I mean with context. So it's already part of the entertainment. But below that level, you have the specific aspect of hip-hop, which has the battle aspect. And people say the craziest things in battles, in beefs. Would that still fall under defamation in that context? Because don't forget, in Ether, you know what Nas said in Ether?
What?
That all these guys from Rockefeller crew are wee suckers. That's if you say it's outside of a battle, that would definitely fall under defamation. But does this also apply when it's a battle, a beef? In the context of entertainment, specifically this aspect. Because then in that case, if you say, yeah.
Well, first and foremost, I think you used a bad example. Because in 2024,
I'm usually using that example.
Because now, if you say that someone is a wee sucker, that person will get a contract. That person will get sponsorships. So
you'll get them to the Diddy party.
Or you get to design the new logo for Jaguar.
Well, we didn't cover that story yet, but we should. What a crash out. Yo, we've seen so many crash out in 2 weeks. It's crazy.
Yeah.
We've seen Drake crash out, Jaguar crash out, Prince Harry crash out. It's a wild ending of 2024.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But yeah, so and to get back, okay, yes, you're talking about battle rap. Question is, does this still fall under battle rap?
Battle rap beefs?
Yeah, but does it? Yeah, it does fall under beef. But has there ever been a beef at this magnitude, on this level? If you take a look at all the streams, you're talking about Ether.
Oh, but of course, it's hard to compare because Ether wasn't during the streaming days.
Exactly.
Ether was played on radio stations.
Yes.
It has been playing for a year, by the way.
Yeah, but we're talking about all the circumstances, right? All the possible circumstances. You're talking about context. In that context, it didn't get spread as much as it does now. I'm talking about the cheeks.
No, the media changed, but it was spread pretty extensively. Come on, man.
The media changed.
By the way, Ether was on an album.
Yeah, but listen. If there was a streaming platform or if there were streaming going on back then, at least on the same level as it's going on right now, then that Ether would have probably gone maybe the same, probably reached the same level as
Stillmatic
like
went platinum, which means it sold 1 million records.
Yeah, but that's a classic album.
Stillmatic, but it was so. That's the. I'm just saying the media it has changed. I don't know how many streams a million album is. I think it's if it's a million, I think he needs to reach like 300 streams or something like that. 300 million streams. So it's a lot of streams. So if you translate it, it's.
But they didn't have it, because we can go
Yes.
one step lower on the exposure skill and talk about the real battle rappers
Yeah.
who meet up somewhere and spit fire or possible verses, but
Questionable ones as well. Very questionable ones.
But so that's there. I would assume a lot more can be said because the exposure is less. So with great power comes great responsibility. I don't think that, I'm not saying that it will definitely play a role, but I'm saying you cannot say with 100% certainty that the judge won't say, okay, back then they did it, but it was they had CDs back then, and now we have streaming platforms. Times change. That means across the board. In any case, it would be Kendrick's team, or at least the labels, in this case UMG, who would need to prove that, we need to convince the judge that this is